May I have to talk about this, man. the the story about this black man in actually two stories. One of a black man in a park where this white white lady who worked at Wall Street, work on Wall Street at the time. She called the police on him just and just because he was in the park looking at the birds, but and make it sound. She called the police and make it sound like he was attacking her. I was in I was in he's threatening me. He's threatening me. I'm in danger. Come, come quick, come quick. And when Wall Street fired her, she she's coming with this half, you know what, apology.
I'm going to have to leave it there, but can I thank you both so much for talking to us? We continue to follow
as well as I'm going into the next story, as well as Mr. George, the victim of the police brutality and racial profiling. He was murdered by the police just because they say he fit the description of a man who was committing fraud, and they have their this police officer had his knee on this Mr. George's neck. Although he said he couldn't breathe, and I just you hear the person who is recording the video say, you don't hear, he say he can't breathe, get off of him. And then he stood on his neck until he died, reminiscent of so many others. The man that was on the park bench, and they wrestled him to the ground until he ended up dead. And the next Trayvon Martin, he was shot, and plus the other young man who was drugging, and they shot him because they thought he was breaking into a house. Really? Really? If you don't see any problem with this, something is wrong with you. You don't have a pulse.
As it is every year, then it's an issue of being watchful.
NAA was right. Blank the police. You can figure it out.
I kind of heard it and blocked it out of my mind.
Public Enemy was right. Fight the power.